Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Simon and we are the Whales of Wall Street. Today we've got an awesome update from IOTX, but IOTX if you're looking for it on the exchanges. So we've got some really cool news. I won't go into full breakdown of IOTX because we already have a video for that. I will put that at the end of this one for those that want to know a bit more about the awesome project that this is. This is very much related around the scalability of a blockchain platform for the IoT and AI industry. And this is pretty much anything and everything that can connect to the internet being on one small same platform. So let's just go straight into this one here, guys. So we've seen unbelievable growth here in this chart for IOTX. The numbers previously in May were hitting around 8.5 cents. We have absolutely smashed that. There's a bit of FOMO going on here, I'm sure, as well, but we are going to look into the defined detail of why are we seeing this substantial growth from the last few days, going from 2 cents to almost pushing that 16 cents barrier, but we did go over the 15, I believe. Highest, just under, so a bit of resistance at 15 cents, but wow, what a run that is for them. So we've obviously seen this across the market and general for relative growth across the board, so that was anticipated to an extent anyway. But however, look at these numbers. Price changes, of course, in the last 24 hours have been a lot lower than they were yesterday. But in general, we've seen a substantial amount of growth, 60% plus in volume as well. But the 2 or 3 key points here, one I will make right now, is that this token has made it into, I believe, the top 100. So we are now into that mechanism as well, market rank of the 80, which is fantastic. But the news that came out in the last couple of days, which was absolutely phenomenal. So they launched on Coinbase Pro. So that is obviously a fantastic move for those guys. So here we are here with that news. So it's official, IOTX is listed on Coinbase Pro. This was announced on the 10th. We look at the chart and we go back a couple of days, 10th of August, that is when the real triggering came. So I would have expected a bit of rumour around this period of time, just down here. I'll move that up so you guys can definitely see that on the screen. And then, of course, the transition of people buying on the platforms as well as hearing about it. And a lot of people go scouring through charts and things like that, and what's moving the most, and they FOMO in because they've maybe not looked at the project, what it is, and it's continued. It is continued. Obviously today we hit nearly the 15 cent barrier. It's dropped back down. I can start beginning to perhaps see a bit of stability coming on the next few days. It'd be really interesting, as I'm hoping that a lot of people do their research as they're investing beforehand, but if they haven't, at least do it around this period of time, because what we are hoping not to see is a complete absolute stalemate for ages and then a big drop back down to here. But that is of course massively possible. It's of course overly purchased massively. I will look at the RSIs in a second for sure, and see if I can get that information up. In fact, I will add it right now on there for you guys. So on a 14-day, we are tracking at 96 as of recording. So that, in my perspective, is very, very much top end. In the last 2-3 days, this is very high end on the RSI. Not financial advice, but if I was trading this, I'm more of an accumulator for the next couple of years on this one in particular. But if I was trading this, of course, that is a fantastic position to be taking massive profits and expecting some kind of drop. Not necessarily all the way back to the bottom, down these low regions immediately, but certainly some good buy points along the way, I'm sure of it. to get back into this token if you did miss out or are taking profits. It's fantastic opportunity. You can't really go too wrong with that, to be honest. I can't imagine what it was when it was at 15 cents. It must have been near enough the 100. So that is fantastic news. And also there's been a couple of other developments that I wanted to throw out there as well. Some really good announcements in the last 24 hours to 48 hours of some really good nodes being added or partnering with IOTX. So NEUY, so that's these guys here, very much around artificial intelligence, around projecting stock markets and crypto markets, of course, as well as press releases and news. Now, this is all about AI. This is what is fantastic. So when you're looking at predictive markets and things, like we've seen with like B Pro, etc., this algorithm of deep learning is a massive thing that I've been personally involved with through work and everything in the terms of AI and deep learning technology that's coming to play in the next, well, it is out now, but certainly in the next 5-10 years, this is going to be a massive leading market in the world. I can assure you. You'll start seeing sports stadiums and things like this, or care homes. Deep learning in terms of securing stuff. We've seen knowing when people have fallen over and notifying people, all of this kind of thing. But it also works in the application of software, and particularly on Web 3.0 onwards. This is where you're going to see massive changes in the way things are done collectively for you and I, and for institutions as well. So what I mean by this is it's just pulling in information by itself, using algorithms, using AI to then go, okay, we predict that this price could actually go to XYZ in a more accurate and efficient way than just throwing numbers in the air. And that's what these guys are about. So it's all about analysis of pretty much every single crypto token you can think of, different price structures, this, that, and the other, but also in the news. How much news is being developed over this period of time, and then accumulating that information and going, well, okay, this is the rumor or this is the announcement, this is what we anticipate the prices to be. So when you're a trader or anything like this, it's about that. But also leading back to IoT and AI, when we eventually build the full-on infrastructure of smart grids and this, that, and the other, it's all about the predictiveness, the AI algorithm of learning humans and also machine-to-machine learning. So, for example, literally a very small example of many that can be done in farming, agriculture, drones going autonomously to seed or put seeds out of relative produce, knowing when to harvest it, knowing when the demand and supply is fluctuating depending on purchasing power of supermarkets and individuals like you and I, and basically creating the algorithm to go, actually, this time last year it wasn't so bad, but the weather is doing this and the weather's doing that, the news is doing this, the news is doing that. It's bringing everything together into an automated IoT AI system. I can't be going through this too much with you guys. You could hopefully hear my voice of the passion that I have with this market. Like I said, I know the ins and outs of AI and everything through work and whatnot, but I also know that these kind of projects with blockchain ability are going to be the future. That's why I'm interested in this project. It's by no means like a pump and dump session. Please do go check out their website. It's absolutely phenomenal. So much information that you could possibly think of in here. They always active on social media constantly. This is a true gem in my opinion. It's still relatively unheard of, and I can't wait to see over the next few years. It's fantastic development. And that's kind of like wrapping up the main news really. I just wanted to mention, like, because some people just see all these charts and they just jump in, not knowing why. And yes, I could have done this video yesterday, but I was just so excited watching this price go up. I thought, well, there's no point jumping in here with a video and then it absolutely collapsing, which is not necessarily what I anticipate in general, but obviously you're going to get some retracement and stability, of course. Do bear that in mind. Learn about FOMO and when to do things, not to do things, etc. Obviously, the best buy points were around here, and then you would, again, not financial advice, but of course, the general power of the RSI never really lies. But for me, it was just trying to explain to you guys, like, this isn't obviously a bit of FOMO going on here, I'm sure, but majority of it is also fantastic news. Obviously, Coinbase is a gigantic platform, and that is a big announcement for them. As I said, all the other little things with node applications and this, that, and the other, as well as other partnerships that they keep announcing left, right, and center. This is a phenomenal project, and I would really like to see the price, obviously come down a bit lower so I can buy more of it, of course. But in anticipation of the future, I would suggest that this is obviously still very cheap, of course, compared to where it will be in 5-10 years time. I will do like more of a price analysis on this, perhaps later on in a few days time, once we've had a bit of a calm down, so I can do an actual accurate fib retracement and price prediction for you guys. Right now it's just too excessive, the volumes are too high to do it properly for you guys, and I don't want to just get into a habit of just doing videos for the sake of it. I want to be as accurate and as efficient as possible for you guys at home or wherever you're watching. A couple of other elements people always ask in the comments: where can you stake, where can you buy? Let's go through that now. So in terms of purchasing, I've particularly got mine in Binance, predominantly. You can get them in Huobi, I don't know how you say that, and Gate, of course, as well. But for me, Binance, of course, has been mainly mainstream. Obviously, there's a couple of banking issues, so if you are struggling to get hold of them, of course, you can transfer multiple assets from other exchanges across to Binance. There's nothing stopping you from doing that, provided those exchanges aren't blocked by your banks as well. But I think that will get cleared up soon anyway. And then in terms of staking, I do mine personally at the moment through Binance. It's literally probably the only asset other than one other that I have still on the exchange, and the only reason I have it on there is because the staking application, it is fantastically good return through Binance, so you can do that on the Binance exchange yourself. Or alternatively, by utilizing the mobile platforms or wallets, you can transfer safely and securely to your wallet, IOPay, accessing it through mobile or desktop, and then activating whichever delegate program that you want to activate. No different to others like the Yuri wallet, or Harmony One wallets, or whatever native wallet that you can possibly think of. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just a question of the volumes that are in there, the potential percentage gains back, and of course any fees that might be applicable to those as well. But yeah, for me, I'm very much early in my bags with IOTX. I wish I'd done knew what I knew now back when I was first buying it, because I would have perhaps gone a bit harder in there personally. Again, not financial advice, that's me personally. But this, guys, is phenomenal. Please do go check out the website. Check out the video that I drop at the end of this video as well, that explains IOTX in a lot more detail, and you'll understand why I am so bullish and so excited about this project. So hopefully, guys, that has been relatively informative for you. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out, and let us know in the comments, are you invested in IOTX? Have you known about the project? What do you want to know more about it if you haven't covered it in the previous video or this one? But just generally let us know how you're feeling about this particular project and what you think of it. It's always appreciated to see the comments from you guys. We always reply to them all. The more engaging, the better, we find. And yeah, so that just leaves me to say, like I said, hope you found it informative, and we will see you and IOTX and all the other crypto at the moment on the moon. Take care, and we will see you in the next one. IOTX to the moon.